I would like to go and introduce Mr. Dalganash and Team 4D to the stage. Coming up, guys. Guys, give them a huge cheer.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bo.
Hello, James.
Yay.
Hi. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm
Keep
good.
walking.
We were just like chatting and we just missed our cue.
I'm sorry. Caught you off guard there, did I?
Slightly, yeah. But what's new? So,
What is new?
how are you?
I'm doing
This
great.
is gonna
I mean,
be
we had an
fun.
excellent display of Pokken there,
the
and
mic
I just
working?
want to go and see what you guys have to offer today with Splatoon 2.
What are we up to? Yeah, so we're up here to talk about Splatoon 2, but more keenly,
My mic is not
we're here to
working.
talk about
Is this?
I can't hear
teams
anything.
being teams.
I can.
Because some of you guys may have known, you may have seen it yesterday, you might have seen it online. We did recently announce the Splatoon 2 UK Championship 2018.
Right.
So, which we've got a bunch of qualifiers running through the year, and we got the grand final in November. So, obviously, you need to be a team.
Exactly.
Ideally, you need to
Composition is key.
When I say that, we had a lot of people turn up yesterday who didn't have teams, and we put them in teams.
And it works.
So that was good. But, you know, there are a lot of guys like Dragon and Donut here who are members of Team 4D who are established within the scene. Established.
Established.
Yes.
And, you know, it's finding a team can be tricky for some players. So I just
Definitely.
wanted to delve into your minds.
It's quite
And just,
empty.
like- sorry?
It's quite empty.
It's quite empty. And, you know, just get a little bit of insight into, how you get into a team, and then what sort of things you have to think about differently when you're in a team. And then maybe Dragon's going to show off.
Show off.
Oh.
Show off.
I want to go and see
The
fantastic
controller.
Pro Controller sock in action.
We'll get to that. We'll
Okay.
Get to that.
Upgraded sock.
It's looking a lot more
It is looking
finely
refined.
crafted.
Yeah. I've made some improvements. So
But yeah, so before we get onto any of the gameplay stuff, it is going to be talky. We're going to talk. That's
It's like a
novel.
chat show. In fact,
Oh,
why don't we grab some chairs and have a...
we can do a
little-
chat show.
Let's go
Should we sit at the front of the
Yeah,
stage?
let's go and get these
Chat
guys
show.
involved.
Oh, okay.
Wake them up a little bit.
on the spot,
I can go and grab another one for you.
I can sit down. Yeah, you
I'm
can.
without a stool.
Oh, that's sad. Oh well.
Hi, Piffer.
Here you are, sir. This is
wow.
your host chair.
I'm the chat show host.
Lucky you.
Sorry?
Lucky you.
Lucky me. Very much.
Ugh.
Hello. Tag on.
Hi.
So yeah, do you guys just want to quickly introduce yourselves, your name, your tag, and sort of what your role is in Team 4D?
Well, I'm Dragon. I play long-range weapons, and I have a sock for a controller.
Yeah, and I play a lot of like short-range weapons, you know, aggressive, always pressuring the objective sort of stuff.
Okay, so you're like, you have to scout, you call when people are moving around and everything.
Pardon?
So do you like call where people are?
Oh yeah, I make the
moving around and
calls.
stuff? Yeah, okay.
It's like the maestro of the field.
It's obviously the main thing that you never get in single queue.
Oh, solo queue. That
Solo
would go into
queues,
that.
So yeah, so let's start the mists of time back into the very beginning. How did you guys? What was your first competition? How did you guys find each other?
It was an online tournament.
Yeah, it was an online tournament, which was a European tournament. So they took teams all over Europe, got them in there in this server, and we picked who we wanted on the specific teams. And Dude, our captain, picked us along with 4 others to join the team, and we kind of just played out, and we managed to get third in that. And then the Nintendo UK headquarters, you could say, announced that they were going to be doing a UK championship, and we all came back together and played in that, and managed to win.
So yeah, so it's almost just being aware of those activities that are going on. But like, are there any specific platforms maybe online that people could use to like help them out with that specific like communication? Because I imagine it's quite hard just to sit at home and go, I want to be in Splatoon 2.
Well, I mean,
Discord.
Discord
That's
is
a big one.
very important, but Nintendo UK events also you can find people that you want to play with, and Squidboards as well. It's Squidboards. It's made by the guy who made Smashboards. It can be used to find teams and get into the scene.
Okay, and then obviously you get a team. When you join a team, what's like? Do you feel like you specifically have to come into the team going, I'm going to do this? Where I join a team and go, I'm going to be the one that dies a lot.
Well, really, if you're going into a team, you want to be going in not for glory, but for teamwork. You want to work together. It's not just about you.
So not for honor.
Not for glory.
But for you.
Did you really, James? Keep it on brand.
3DS.
True.
All right. Keep it on topic.
So sorry, yeah. So you're not playing for personal glory.
No, it shouldn't be for personal glory. It's more about your team and teamwork and building yourself up and kind of making friends as well. In the cheesy way, it's all about making friends.
I mean, even yesterday, I saw Pixel Squid, for example, get everyone to go and sign a Splatoon 2 board.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic seeing
No,
the
it
whole
was
community
really,
get together.
like, things like that are just really nice to do.
It's really special.
Like, just brings the community together, and you get to like talk and meet people.
The community's quite strong. It's there's not really much beef that goes on, you know.
Well, I suppose it is important because if you're not friends,
Yeah.
you're not getting on. But you've got to like, if you are friends, they win or lose, you're still having fun. You're still playing.
It was like yesterday before the games, we had some private lobbies up, so we got to play with other players that we hadn't really played with.
It's nice. Yeah, it's rivalries are there, but they're really positive. They're always, wow, you guys did really good. Good job, and yeah, you guys played well as well. You know, not you suck.
No, it's all got to be amicable, hasn't it? It's all got to be friendly. Sorry, so you've got a team. You know what you do. Ignoring mode-specific things, how does it change your approach to a map or a match?
Depending on your team.
Depending on so if you're in a team, do you like spend time with the maps, like breaking them down?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You do.
Like team play. I know, like Dragon, you've got your like position set up when you're on like Jet Squelch and Flatling. We know where you're going to go.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has positions they like to go with weapons on certain maps, and there are community resources which have callouts for all over the map. So if you do want to say, I'm going to go here, you can.
What happens when it goes wrong?
Sorry?
What happens when it goes wrong?
When it goes wrong, well, improvisation.
Hey, that's what I like to hear.
I know, I assumed it was as much.
You've got to be good at it.
Actually, I love the idea that you have like, this has happened, plan A, this is what we do, this has happened. But I also like to imagine you go, oh no!
What do we do?
I mean, it does happen, but mostly you fall
does.
back and you're just like, oh, get specials. Because it's really important for a push, you need to get those specials.
It's like, you think you can be organised, but one like mistake can happen, which completely throws off your plan. But you have to remember not to panic, you know. You can still get back on what you were planning to do.
Yeah, it's important that you know how to get yourself out of a situation if you put yourself in there. And teamwork helps towards that, and playing a lot with people kind of works to get yourself better at doing that as a group of people.
Cool, awesome. Well, that gives us a little insight into the realms of being a team. But should we have a look at? You were mentioning some things you wanted to show, or maybe we could even just like take a look in a map, and you can maybe like look at a map from your perspective.
Break it down.
I'll show you around the map if you want.
Break something down. I mean, so we can easily jump into just having a 1v1. It's obviously thanks to private lobbies. Or is it -5 prowess?
-5? No, we're not doing -5 prowess. No. So you jump into a lobby.
Wait, what do you want?
Alrighty. We should all be ready to go and connect.
Awesome. So I think I'll just pick a stage and I'll show you guys around it and how.
There we go. James, this is technically your show right now. I'll let you go ahead and choose the stage.
Always going to choose the
In
stage.
fact, Techie Dan, can we go and get the display on the main screen there?
So what's a good map to...
Wait, am I going to beat him? Is this what we're doing? Are we actually having a duel, or do you want me to show you the map?
I want you to show stuff. I don't want you to destroy
I'll flip over.
Any map you want.
So a map like Starfish is quite...
It's flat.
It's quite flat, it's quite windy. Let's say we were playing Rainmaker. It's like Rainmaker's an interesting one. Like, how would you change your loadout for Rainmaker as opposed to, or do you have like members of a team that have set loadouts, or do you have members of a team that change, or do you all change?
It comes down to what you've said before the match. So when you're going in, you know certain maps and mode combinations that you want certain weapons in, and once you go against another team, they might have a different strategy. And if you've played one match against them before, you know what that strategy is going to be. So you might prioritize a certain thing like movement or specials.
Okay, so let's just say that if this is going up there, I'm giving him my controller.
Okay. Hold on.
That screen, he's just a dummy.
Just leave it.
He's just a dummy. We're using this to break it down. I don't think we have any weapons.
That's all right. Just put it on the Junior. I'll show you around.
No, we have no weapons.
Oh, we've got the default layout, so loadout rather.
We have no amiibo.
Are you on motion? Oop, yeah, awesome. All right.
Take it away, boss.
So like, when
Don't worry, I'm not going to go too in depth.
So I'm used to playing. So if I jump into Starfish main stage, I'm used to just pelting forwards.
I mean, it just depends on the weapon. In the end, it really does. So I'm going to show you some long-range areas first, to the furthest back, and then I'll move forward and show you some positions that you can use as a short-range weapon.
Okay.
So you start the game out and you think, oh, we're on the wrong screen.
You might want to go in this.
Let's switch screens.
Yeah.
Oh, he switched. All right, cool.
That's fine. Okay, so start the match
I'll
out.
keep this moving.
And two quite key positions you can have is right here on this plat, I guess you could call it, overlooking onto the zone, and also on this side here. So these are good positions for long-range weapons because you can peek the zone and take out players who decide to flank over this side here or over this side here. If you want to be more up front, close range, you might want to move up to here so you can keep a view as players come up here, here, and over here. And if you're really aggressive, this is really aggressive, you want to push up onto this snipe and take out their long-range weapons so that they don't have any backup during the match. So that's kind of the basics of what you want to be doing in like a simple scenario. But there's more stuff you can be doing. So at the start of a match, if you are playing a short-range weapon and you want to push in and take out some players early so you can get that zone, you can come around this side here and flank. But you need to be careful and use your awareness because otherwise...
You almost messed that up.
Huh?
You almost messed that up.
Did I?
Calling him out.
Oh. Yeah, but you can come up here and you can peek onto the zone and take out players here. But of course you have to worry about the long-range weapons, which I said before would be up here and be able to take you out. Another way you can go is if you've pushed up, taken the zone, and you've got the advantage at the moment, you can come up here and put some pressure up onto the top half here. That's some basic stuff I can go over. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
So if I'm just going to like delve into where I'm rubbish, it's like one thing that I noticed with you, even just you're moving around the level to show us then, you were using your sub-weapon, but you're like really good at just keeping your ink tank topped up. So I see the low ink sign very often.
I do too, to be honest.
Okay. When you're actually playing.
Okay.
All right, cool.
It's hard. It depends on the map and if you're fighting people, but you need to make sure that you're balancing moving around and shooting and swimming through your ink. That's part of the game mechanics, isn't it? You've got to work between the two, balance between how much ink you have and how much you can surf at the same time and how much pressure you can put on. Now,
so obviously you've shown us the like hot points on the map. Donut, where would you stand like on this map in particular, or how would you?
Well, I was just going to say like one thing to watch out for is you have like obstacles like this. These are great if you've got like a blaster. You know, you can shoot round without being shot at. So if you play shooters, you've got to watch out for obstacles, as blasters are probably going to be the biggest thing you're going to be struggling against playing.
Okay, cool. So I can obviously see, from you guys. From me, I was aware of those things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, those points where enemies would come from, but I'm really bad at remembering that in the heat of battle. Like, I just see the zone and I'm like, I want this zone.
don't tunnel vision. That's an incredibly important part of the game.
I do.
Terrible. Always, yeah.
It's the
even as you see that counter going down, don't just run straight for that zone because it'll just you'll get splattered really quick.
You're more important. The thing you're more looking at are the icons up at the top, because as soon as you see like if two of them are down and all your team is up.
Yeah, then you want to be pushing in because you have the numbers advantage. That's kind of basically what you want to go for. If there's one person down on the enemy team and you have two specials, let's say, you want to be pushing in. Yeah. But if there's two people down on that team, you don't even need the specials. You can just go straight in and take them out. I mean, this all changes in solo queue and doing this as single player.
Yay, dancing squids. So what are you?
I mean, we can. I do not condone this.
I can't believe you hijacked this.
It's not even your sock.
Oh, it's not even my sock. That's true.
Oh, very good. You won. Congratulations.
I know. I played really well.
Good stuff.
you're not getting tunnel vision. That's like, I definitely saw that yesterday when we were watching the matches.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Especially with like, I think it was one of the last matches in tower control. There was a good 15 to 20 seconds at the start of the match where you could see from the spectator cam the very clear line of both teams.
Well, it happens at the start. It really comes down to if your team is aggressive or defensive. So.
And like you say about the spectator camera, but as a player, you should pull up the map so you also get an overhead view of where the enemy is going to be coming from.
So you can see that the enemy is coming from this middle line. So you might see one team spread out once they see that that incline is very straight.
So just as another note that I want to pick up on, you obviously mentioned in that last bit about the importance of specials and using specials to push on objectives.
Yeah.
Do you, obviously having specials to push on objectives, very good, understand it. Do you actively like retreat if you see that enemies have multiple specials charged, or how does that affect your considerations?
I mean, personally, I like to take out the people with the specials, and I think most people do because that's a threat. And once you take out someone with the special, obviously they lose it, and their special meter goes down, and that helps you out in the long run, and also gives you some situation where you're in an advantage. But you also need to be really careful with this sort of thing because teams like to guard the people with the specials and make sure they don't get taken out because it might be a key special to winning the game.
Very good, very good. So I'm pretty good with my questions. How about you, Mark, as a budding Splatoon 2
budding
player?
Splatoon pro. Well, me, myself, personally, as I was saying earlier, I really just go straight for the objective. For someone who would want to go and look for more like opportunities to go and flank my opponents, what would you recommend my best course of action would be?
Well, mainly you want to go and get a little bit of pain, and then either hook left because, well, no, not left. I lie. You want to go right because Inklings are right-handed and they hold the weapon to the side.
Flanks are great, but if your team's wiped, you've got to be wary of where your position is.
And of course, depending on the weapon is held in one hand, so you get a corner advantage. So if you poke around, you can shoot around that corner, whereas they cannot. So it gives you that advantage. You can peek, and maybe not a long-range weapon won't take you out in that situation, which is good.
Okay. And another thing, for someone who tends to stick with, I'd say, more basic weapons, such as, these aren't necessarily bad weapons. I usually use the Splattershot Junior.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine. It's a useful weapon, actually. It's quite good.
However, I do struggle in certain game modes, such as Splat Zones, if I'm only using that particular weapon. How would you recommend someone get used to using different weapons?
Experiment.
Just experiment?
Just experiment.
Like, even if you lose, it's okay. Just use that as like a chance to grow yourself. Use it as an opportunity to learn.
Yeah. That's the thing, and mentality as well when you go into video games. I mean, don't know, you can talk all about that if you want. But you need to be really careful and not get yourself down when you lose because you want to be pushing yourself to get better and better. And in Splatoon especially, there's quite a common thing with people getting salty in solo queue. Because they lose a match and they go straight to blaming their team because, well, who else do you blame? You're not going to blame yourself for your own loss. So you need to be more self-critical and really work towards what you think you can improve in a match. And with learning with new weapons, you're bound to lose a couple matches at the start.
Yeah.
So you want to keep, well, working towards getting better at them.
Exactly.
Mark, less salt.
Let's not talk about my salty Splatoon sessions. This man knows. This man knows.
In the words of Callie and Marie, you got to stay fresh, you know. Just get rid of that salt, stay fresh.
I'll try. So hopefully, with your tips, I'll be at rank X in no time.
Maybe. You never know.
Doubts.
You never know. I mean, everybody can get to X rank. Everybody has the ability to get to X rank. They just need to put some effort and, you know, push themselves towards that area of the game.
S+1 in a couple of mates.
Of course.
Let's go.
Now we're talking about bragging about our ranks. I don't think it's that important. So if I'm in top 500, you know, it doesn't mean that I'm a good player. It means that I'm good as a player, not as a team unit. So if I'm playing alone, maybe I'm good in solo queue, but my teamwork with another member is terrible. So competitive is a whole different ballpark to solo queue. So you really need to make sure that if you want to get into that scene, you don't just focus on solo queue. And that's what League's there for. So League battles, you can duo up. So that's 2 players, and you'll be paired up with another 2, or you can have a quad or a quad team. where you have 4 players, and you'll be put against 4 other players, and you kind of work on your team, work there, and work towards getting better as a team, and maybe you'll get on the top leaderboard there, top 100 teams in the rotation, and then you can start thinking about tournaments. And there are loads of tournaments you can get into, go on for that about ages, but it's quite important.
There are a lot. If you just search Splatoon tournaments, as you say, you guys started on an online tournament.
Yeah.
We had a local here yesterday. We've got other tournaments happening throughout the year. Some of them are online, some of them are offline, and even beyond our own Nintendo UK stuff, as you say, there are other leagues going on where you can find and meet players. So it's not
I think you've been commentating a couple of those, haven't you?
Yeah, there's been the Nintendo Players UK. They've done leagues between their groups. It's obviously being local to like UK cities and stuff, they've been able to like source players from their local areas. So that's been really fun to see, especially when it's like, North Wales versus like Durham and stuff, and Basingstoke versus London. It's fun to see those regional little rivalries.
Yeah, like I love those like community gatherings. It's great fun.
But it's just, as you say, I think it's easier to, if you can find people to play with and you can get used to being in a team, it's then easier to keep playing in teams.
Yeah.
Well, once you've started, it gets a lot easier. You start to figure out the community, and you get in a lot more servers, and you know what you're doing. And finding another team, if your team does disband, which does happen quite frequently, but usually there's no bad blood. It's just the team didn't work that well together. And there are loads of servers where you can go as a free agent, that's what we call them, to find new players to play with and make new teams.
Yeah, no, very good. Well, so obviously checking my time, we are coming to the end of this segment. Was there like any particular things of interest you wanted to show us, just in terms of general play or on a stage?
I mean, there are some things, but I know I can't do it.
Too in-depth?
It's not too in-depth, it's just that I can't replicate them all the time. I mean, I can do it in casual play if I'm playing on my own, but if under pressure, I don't think so.
Fair enough. He's modest though, isn't he?
But I can tell you what they are. There's a sub-strafing, which is using your sub-weapon to cancel out some frames and move a bit quicker. So you can do that with curling bombs, burst bombs, pretty much any sub you have. And it's really useful if you want to reposition really quickly. And yeah, that's pretty key thing. Donut, do you have anything?
Sorry?
Do you have anything?
To add on to what?
Sorry?
To add on to like movement or?
Yeah.
I think one thing you just really need to learn is like positioning, like knowing where your weapon would work best. Because if you've got like a short range weapon, you probably don't want to attempt to like cover a zone from a distance. You want to be in the zone painting it.
Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want more information, you can go to loads of Discord servers. There's loads of places.
I would say exactly. If anyone has any questions about Splatoon, I'm sure Squidboards is probably a good place to start.
Yeah, or they can come to us today if they really want to talk about it. I can direct them in the correct direction.
Open invitation to bug these guys. You see them on the floor. Wonderful, very good. And of course, 4D, you guys will be back competing for the UK crown in November alongside Druid and Dude.
Yes.
Your missing team members.
They're busy.
Busy.
Yeah,
well.
Can't do anything about that.
Very, very busy people. But yeah, so that'll be exciting, and you'll be joined by Donald Gamers from yesterday. Perla Marina just doing a bit of a jig there, much to your great...
We're not going to get into that. I could go on for another 30 minutes
Donald
about
Gamers,
the others.
qualified yesterday, and so we've got space for another 6 teams to qualify in the Octo League.
Yes.
And obviously another 3 spaces in our Younger League, in the Inkling League. So see if there are any parents around or any younger players, 13 or under. Then there's also a league specifically for you guys. So, it's... Because we just wanted to make a league that was for, to bring some more teams in, because we've had a lot of younger teams play in the past, and it can be quite unfair to match them up against people like yourself.
Well, they're still learning the game, and there are some really good younger players, so they got time to shine.
Yeah, it was quite cool. Like when we saw the Inkling League going on yesterday, I was watching it going, they're better than me.
It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of them were in X rank.
What's that?
It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of them were in X rank.
Oh, X rank. I said it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of them were better than you.
Is that a challenge?
Not
today.
Not today.
Splattershot showdown.
I'd take them out.
But no, thank you ever so much for joining me up on stage today. I appreciate it. I'm sure there'll be more opportunities for you guys to show off before November. I'm sure you won't be kept a secret until then. So yeah, you guys can look forward to more hints and tips, hopefully, and tricks.
Yes.
If you follow us on Nintendo UK Versus on Twitter, watch everything, it's all lovely. But how about if they want to follow you guys? What are your tags?
Well, you can follow me at Dragon Speakers on Twitter and Donut.
If you want to see lots of cool Splatoon fan art, follow this one. Just retweets for days.
Like,
And if you
that's
wanna
a great
see
thing.
me-
It's a game about ink, you know, and there's so many amazing artists.
It is a very good-looking game. But yeah, no, I'm going to wrap it up there. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope this has been insightful to you guys here at the show and anyone watching online. So yeah, hopefully you guys are now inspired to go make your teams, and we'll see you at the next qualifier. I think the next official qualifier is going to be an online qualifier next month, and then the next event qualifier is going to be at Insomnia.
Very soon. Only about a month away, I believe.
Yeah, only about a month. And we do pre-registration for Octo League tournaments. And if you do pre-register, you learn about the modes and the maps in advance, so you can actually strategize and think about all those sorts of things. So it's worth doing.
So keep an eye on the social channels.
Yep, keep an eye on Nintendo UK Versus. Until with that, we'll sign off. So thanks for watching.
Guys, thank you so much. Give it up for James and Team 4D.